July of 2025 gave us two big superhero movies to combat for the title of Summer Blockbuster, but only one can take the medal. Will it be the big blue Boy Scout from Krypton come to reign over us? Or what the fuck? Or will it be Marvel's first family rehash with their newest edition?
You are a tiny god.
There's a lot to unpack here, for both are leading us into the new phases of their respective franchises after some pretty abysmal performances all around from their recent installments. Are the stories, characters, and new packaging enough to bring audiences back to the theater and having us trusting James Gunn and Kevin Feige to finally deliver the goods? There's only one way to find out.
Let's get ready to rumble!
We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork. You could have shut your mouth, cooked, and made as much money as you ever needed. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
First up, Superman.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
When I saw the first trailer for this film introducing us to an already beaten and broken Superman, I thought James Gunn had lost his frickin' mind.
Oh, look, he's flying.
You don't start a trailer with your titular character Yamcha'd. Then right around the corner, Krypto's addition to the roster came into frame, saving Superman. That's when I believed we were on track for a fresh new take for the Man of Steel. Then Gunn decided to market more Krypto, and I started to lose more interest. It wasn't until Gunn showed Lois and Clark's interaction during the interview scene that I was convinced James Gunn knew what he was doing, and I bought my ticket. This scene alone sold me because this is Superman. He doesn't care about international relations and the red tape that comes with it. He's here to save lives, no matter how big or small. That's my Superman. Truth, justice, the American way, and a dash of cheesiness. The film takes place 3 years after Superman has donned his red and blue tights, and we are told he has never lost a fight until this moment. Superman intervenes in an international conflict between the countries of Bravia and... You'll learn that this was all orchestrated by none other than Lex Luthor. While Superman intervenes, he is met by another powered metahuman known as the Hammer of Bravia, later being revealed to be Lex Luthor's muscle known as Ultraman, which is then learned that Ultraman is a clone of Superman created by Lex Luthor.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. What?
After being Yamcha'd by the Hammer, Krypto is called by Superman to be taken to the Fortress of Solitude to heal, assisted by his robots. Here we get a nice hologram of Clark's Kryptonian parents comforting him as he heals. Half of the message damaged due to the space travel and crashing on Earth. After being healed to 85%, Superman says, "I'm good," and the second round with the Hammer takes place. Yeah, it goes about as well as the first round. Reason being, Lex Luthor is controlling the Hammer like a DLC character. 3 years since the last son of Krypton donned the cape, 3 years Luthor has studied Superman's actions and reactions in his fights. Kinda how I was with Nightwing and Black Adam in Injustice 1 and 2. While Superman takes on the Hammer of Bravia, Luthor is able to enter the Fortress of Solitude and collect the second half of the message left by Superman's Kryptonian parents, which he then uses to sway the public's opinion away from Superman by televising it. Being the message tells Superman to rule over the world and take many wives to repopulate the Kryptonian race. Now, even if James Gunn has stated that the message isn't doctored, I still believe it is because I do not accept Superman's parents as people that would oppress others. This convoluted beginning, it really is, I'll admit that, allows the government and Luthor to go and detain Superman. This is where the film finally picks up and starts delivering the greatness that will soon be the new DC Universe. I don't want to give too much away, so go and get your ticket while it's still in theaters. It's a great popcorn flick for the silver screen, and the actors are bringing the sauce.
Crack an egg on it. Caw-caw! Crack an egg on it. Caw-caw!
Crack an egg on it. Caw-caw!
Yeah, no, that clip pretty much sums her up. There's not much that's done with her here. Don't include characters if they're going to be underutilized in the story. She's not very compelling and only gets one cool shot, which, take her or leave it. This is a really cool addition to the film. With the ability to transmute elements in his body into various forms like gas, water, steel, kryptonite. If you haven't read about this Rex Mason character, go pick up some back issues of The Brave and the Bold, Action Comics, or World's Finest Comics. I can see this character being timid in his introduction if you know his backstory, and as an introduction, he gets a really cool escape sequence when Superman and Ultraman are fighting while flying down what looks like Rainbow Road in an Adam Sandler's movie Pixel. Now, he was created in 1997 and he finally got a solo series in the New 52, but Mr. Terrific has been making the rounds as a high intelligent member of the Justice Society of America with a drive towards excellence and perfection, which wouldn't fall in line with the end credits scene, but this interpretation from James Gunn is pretty on point. He seems to be on the spectrum and annoyed by petty squabbles and long lengths of human interaction, but he has a really badass fight scene, reminiscent of one that you've seen James Gunn direct in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Bowl cut, check. Suit, check. Attitude, double check. Honestly, Guy Gardner stole the show. It's supposed to be a Superman film, but we got an upgrade. Even though Guy is a douchebag and nobody wants to work with him, he always comes in clutch when called upon. And Nathan Fillion did this justice. This is Lois Lane.
Okay, this is the real me. Not this. This. Not this. Winner, loser.
Reporter for the Daily Planet, fiercely intelligent, feisty, and strong-willed. Give her a lantern ring, I don't care. I put Rachel Brosnahan's performance up there with Smallville's Erica Durance and of course Terry Hatcher from Lois and Clark. Yes, there's the OG Margot Kidder, but these three I put above her. You don't have to agree, this is just my take. But hey, if you all have a differing opinion, you know exactly what to do down there. I said earlier in this clip that this trailer sold me on going to see the film, and in its entirety, this scene solidified my confidence in David Corenswet as Superman and Rachel as Lois. Seriously, you guys need to check out this film before it leaves the theaters.
So just do it!
The head of Luthor Corps and the arch nemesis of Superman. This version of Luthor is a darker, relentless, and more obsessive version of the character, and I dig it. And it's way better than this.
You, my friend, have a date.
As much as the plot of the story is kind of everywhere, it all stems from Lex Luthor and his desire to be recognized as the greatest. Nicholas Holt's embodiment of Lex Luthor is masterful. His posture, his cadence, and his eyes, I'm sorry, but those icy blues just emote chaotic evil. This Lex gives zero fucks. Everything and everyone is disposable if it means he gets to his end goal. Check out Lex Luthor, Man of Steel, and Jerry Siegel's versions from the 50s and 60s comics if you're wondering about this version's inspiration.
Who's delusional now?
David Corenswet as Superman? You've got to give this guy props because he juggles not two personas of the character, but three. There's Superman, the public persona, sure, but there are two versions of Clark. There's the face for the Daily Planet and the civilians around him who mumbles, bumbles, and plays aloof. Then there's Clark Kent, the one who was raised by Ma and Pa Kettle over here, and has a girlfriend. His delivery for these different personas are well done, and I enjoyed it a lot more than the stoic depressed version from Snyder. Sorry, not sorry. The way he changes his demeanor during the interview scene is very reminiscent of Christopher Reeves doing the same thing in his Superman film, and I enjoyed that little nod. This is Superboy becoming Superman in my humble opinion. Only 3 years with the cape and he's still green. having his values challenged by everyone he interacts with and how he comes to grips with it. When everyone else is worried about logistics, Superman only worries about those that need help and does what he can to defend those that can't defend themselves. He's not about the political dialogue, he's about the people. He's gentle, he's kind, he's punk rock. So everybody is saying that this isn't a Superman film, right? But a Justice League light film, and I can see that. I am one of those that wanted a solo Superman film starting the new reboot of the DCU, more in line with how Iron Man began the Marvel Universe. But at the same time, I didn't want them just copy and paste the Marvel formula. And we've seen Superman origins multiple times in all forms of media. We do see James Gunn sticking with what he knows, but trying to deliver it in a fresh new way. It didn't hit the mark, but it was still a fun ride. The problem is that we've already had the popcorn films from the first try with the DCEU, and they weren't landing with audiences, and this isn't the time for missteps. I'm a huge DC fan and want this franchise to stand tall while Marvel still tries to figure out what they're going to do. While Marvel scrambles to get itself together, this is the time DC needs to plant their feet, grit their teeth, and
Eat that horse!
all in all, I think the end credits scene is a really clever allegory about James Gunn creating the Superman film. It's not perfect, but it works for setting up what's to come. I do like the new suit for Superman. It grew on me more as the film kept going with its hints of Kingdom Come, New 52, Christopher Reeves, and yet still making it its own design. Yes, the first 30 minutes kind of slams you with everything, but it quickly balances out after the first third of the film. I'm glad James Gunn decided to get rid of the subtitle legacy and moving away from talking about All-Star Superman as its influence, because other than this 12 Labors of Hercules idea that he's got going on, there isn't anything all-star about this. What up, comic book fans? If you stuck around to the end of this video, I really appreciate you doing that and hearing my thoughts on this film. The next video we'll discuss is Fantastic Four First Steps, and at the end of that video, I'll give my 2 cents why I think one is better than the other. Editing takes a lot of time with just little old me at the helm of this thing, but if you enjoyed it, check out my other videos and let's grow this channel together. Till next time.